Today I'm going to talk about this pen. This is another vintage pen I restored. This is another Parker with the arrow clip, as you can see. This one is the Parker Slimfold. It is the smallest version they came out with in like the dual fold line. This particular styling they made in England, by the way. In this particular styling they made between 1958 and sometime in the late 60s. So I'm going to safely assume this is a mid-1960s pen. Kind of interesting little pen, considered a ladies' pen. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pieces of the pen. I'm going to give this pen some ratings out of 5. Rating the design, the comfort, the writing experience. I'll give you some measurements, do a writing sample, and then we're done. So let's look at the pieces of this pen. Okay, so these are the parts of the pen. Start with the cap. So, small pen, small cap. We have a black jewel at the top, matching the black plastic of the barrel and the rest of the cap. We have a gold band around there, and then the Parker arrow, very distinctive, all gold plated. Around the cap band we have alternating direction chevrons, and that's about it. There's 2 vent holes. It's a very simple cap. Show you the barrel. Shape goes in, out, in. Solid plastic, no end cap. This says Parker Slimfold MID. And then it's actually, this one's been personalized, and Elsie Hilstead owned this pen. Very clear, her name. The imprint is relatively clear. This pen's all been polished up and restored by me. It's a very small pen. Fits in my hand like that okay, I guess, but very narrow through there. You can post it, and I think that's how most people would probably write with this pen. It being vintage, I'm not sure. It's got a very tiny nib. You can compare it to my pinky. It is much smaller. This is Parker 14K in D. This is a medium lined line on the nib. It's actually really smooth and nice and pretty flexible. Section is very small, but the threads are nice. It's got the Parker aerometric converter, squish squish, to drop the ink. It says Parker, the Parker Pen Company, London, England. So this pen was made in England. To fill, press, bar at least 5 times. It's got a bit of ink in there, so if I squish it, it'll squirt out. But you would do that while it's in the ink, of course. So it's a cute little pen. Very small. Yeah, something that I restored. It was in pretty rough shape when I got a hold of it. It's looking okay now. So those are the parts of the pen. Okay, so those are the pieces of the pen. Let's give this pen some ratings out of 5. So for design, I give this pen a 3. There's really nothing wrong with it. I don't find it very exciting. The fact that it goes out a bit there, yeah, it's okay. Gold trim, nice, I guess. Jewel, black, matching the plastic of the pen, that's fine. This is not my favorite Parker clip design. I do kind of like the chevrons in the cap band, so I give it a 3, so average. For comfort, I give this pen a 3 again. It's really too small for me. If you like small pens, this would be a good pen for you. Also, it has the straight taper on the section, where I prefer a hourglass shape, and the section is very thin. Writing experience, I give it a 4. Very smooth nib, nice and soft, so it's got some line variation, and it's got a medium to a broad line, which I like. Especially in vintage pens. Vintage pens you tend to find a lot more fine than extra fines. So that I like. The writing is really nice. I like the writing better than I like looking at or holding this pen. So let's give this pen some measurements. So capped is 125. uncapped is 113. These are millimeters, by the way, so 125, 113 millimeters. Posted, 148 millimeters. The section at the narrowest, which in this case would be right up where the nib is, it's 8 millimeters. So where you actually hold it, it's going to be more like a 10 millimeters. So a little, very thin. The weight is 13 grams, so it's very light, and that's with the cap on. So without the cap, it's going to be even lighter. I'm not sure if I mentioned you can post this, which probably makes it a nicer writer because it's a little small in my hand. That being said, I'm not going to do a lot of posting in this pen because it's a vintage pen and I work really hard to polish them and make them look really nice. Jamming caps in the end kind of counteracts that a bit. So let's do the writing sample and then we're done. This is the Parker Slimfold, 1950s sometime. Let's do some writing. A quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I should say this is, I guess that's a fine nib. Not a super fine, but a fine nib. So anyways, it writes very smoothly. Very smoothly. You need almost no pressure to write with it. It's not skipping anywhere, so let's try to write quickly. No skips at all. No hard starts. Wetness. This pen is actually very wet. If you can see the blue in here is very saturated compared to something that writes drier. Is there flex? Let's see. There's lots of flex in this pen. Now this is actually writing way better than when I first restored it. Because when I first did that, any slight bit of flex I tried to do, it was instantly railroad and dry up, and I would have to prime the feed to get it going again. But after having I guess the feed has been soaking in the ink for quite a while now, so now it can definitely handle it. So, write my name. Works just fine. Draw a picture. Not sure what to draw a picture of. I can't think of anything to draw a picture of. I tend to just draw a dude with lots of eyeballs. So, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you feel like subscribing, subscribe. There's plenty more videos on there, plenty more to come, vintage and modern pens. Yeah, until then, goodbye.